Time of year is soon. It is the new year. Therefore, reading and writing goals time. This is the first time I've done this. I don't know why I'm classifying it as a time. So I'm going to get through this as fast as possible because this is the second time that I am filming this, because as I was editing I realised I and add too much, and it was way easier to just film the entire thing again than to edit. So let's hope things go a little better. So first off, this year I'm going to get straight to the chase. My Goodreads reading challenge is 25 books, because last year I read 12 and then found out that I could very easily exceed 12 as long as I wasn't trying to read things that were super boring, like Lord of the Rings. So instead, I'm starting with The Hobbit. Don't ask me why. I really love this cover. It's so beautiful. I like things because they have beautiful covers. Boo me. Anyway, I did start reading this last year, so I am cheating a little bit. A bunch of these I am cheating slightly. But I did start reading this last year. I didn't get very far through. I tried to read it in the summer. I only got that far. Through the chapter Riddles in the Dark, which is not halfway, but like a quarter of the way, a third of the way. This is like the one Tolkien book that hasn't bored me to death, so I'm very excited to read that. So yes, The Hobbit. I'm not doing this in any order, by the way. Next is A Gathering of Shadows, which is the sequel to A Dark Shade of Magic, which I read last year. One thing I loved about A Dark Shade of Magic was Kel, the main character, who is a nice YA protagonist. Like, so many male YA protagonists I feel like are really mean, like just mean-spirited people. And Kel is genuinely nice, so I really enjoyed reading about him in A Dark Shade of Magic, and I'm very excited to get back into his world. Also, I'm very much in love with Lila, so it should be a fun experience either way. Next up, I'm going to be reading Siege and Storm. I read Shadow and Bone last year, and I enjoyed it. Unpopular opinion, I thought it was okay. I didn't actually mind it all that much. I felt like, obviously it's like 100% typical YA. There was no way this could be anything other than a typical YA. But it was pretty decently written, and I liked it, like a guilty pleasure kind of read. I like the universe, like the world building is very, very good. And I think that's why I love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom so much. But this one, I have seen reviews and apparently is not very good, and that's just made me more excited to read it somehow. So I'm excited to tear this apart at some point. Next is one that I'm currently reading. So two of my good friends, I don't know if they're like actually reading at the same time as me. I know that one of them is. The other one, I've just told her I'm reading it. But they both have read Good Omens, and they said, "Hey, Em, it's really good, you should read it." And I thought, And for a while I was debating it, and I'd seen things about it on Tumblr every once in a while, and I thought, And then my friend showed me the trailer for the TV series, and I thought, And then I got really excited about it, and somehow out of nowhere, and I just built up. It all combined together to form this pit of excitement, and now I'm finally reading it, and I am 113 pages in, because I'm reading it with my friends, 50 pages a day, with a friend who hasn't read it, I mean, and it is going fairly good. I keep accidentally reading over the limit because I'm enjoying it so much that I forget to check what page number I'm on. So I'm also like, I know that this is going to be 5 stars because I do not want it to end. Like, I just want to keep reading. So I'm so glad that there is a TV series to fill that hole in my heart after I'm done. But yeah, and also on a similar-ish vein, I read Neverwhere as my first book of the year in January. And I have filmed a review, which will also be up soon, possibly even before this video. Basically, best way I could have started the year, possibly. This was such a good book. I just adored it. I loved everything about it. There's no way I could not give it 5 stars. So this one already 5-star rate, so this isn't really a plan. This is I've already done it. I just didn't film on the 1st of January, so here we go. Yeah, so those are my reading goals for the year. I have a bunch of other books which I'm not including because they're like painfully boring. Like, for example, I'm reading An Introduction to Archaeology. Well, I mean, not boring to me, but probably boring to you. So a bunch of archaeological books, classical books, things like that, just because I want to get caught up before I go to university to study archaeology. So that's it for reading. Now I am on to writing. What am I going to be writing this year, you may ask? Well, I shall tell you. I am writing what I have pitched to people as a lesbian vampire romance, but what I should probably stop pitching to people as a lesbian vampire romance, because while it is all of those things, it is also not any of the connotations that come with those things. For example, there are no sex scenes. Our main characters are 3 women. I say women, one of them is 17, so she's more a girl. There are 3 women, Esme, Sophia, and Kitty. Kitty, I'm going to start with her. Kitty, Catherine Angle, Angell, is the cool, great niece of a woman who was a monster hunter. Her name was Margaret Walcott, and she was raised by her great aunt. And basically the story starts shortly after Margaret's death, when Kitty is left kind of not sure of herself. She doesn't know what she's doing with her life. She doesn't know where she wants to go. She doesn't know where she wants to be. She's a little bit depressed, and she goes and she finds this building that she's been walking past every year since she was a little kid. Somehow she always seems to be on a route almost daily where she goes past this building, and she looks at it and she thinks, maybe I'll finally take a look at what's inside. So she goes inside and she finds out it's a museum of curiosities run by a woman named Esmeralda. And this woman has her own story as well. She is a vampire, and she runs this museum because she's also the daughter of a spy. And her identity is well known to the government. They know exactly what she is. She gets given blood straight by them. She's well taken care of. She doesn't have to hunt. And this museum is set up so that she can have a place to hide away from other vampires who want to murder her because she gets preferential treatment. And there is one vampire, however, who doesn't want to murder her. And this vampire is Sophia Albarelli, who is another vampire, her best friend from childhood in the 1940s. They have somewhat of a romance with each other. They are each other's romantic interests, in the sense that Sophia is very, very much in love with Esme, and Esme is also in denial about being in love with Sophia. And the two of them kind of dance around, they jokingly flirt with each other, but they are 100% into each other in a very, very important and big way. And Kitty kind of comes into their lives via going to see this museum, and she finds, when she comes to this museum, she finds her great aunt's old hunting gear on display there, and she goes, oh, and she starts crying, and Esme talks about what an amazing woman Margaret Walcott was, because turns out they knew each other. And she offers Kitty a cup of hot chocolate with whipped cream because she knows that that's her favourite drink, because she now knows that this isn't Catherine Angle, this is Kitty Angle, Margaret's great niece. And thus the story carries on, and that's how much I've written so far. So that was 3,000 words of writing immediately after reading Neverwhere. as I mentioned in my Neverwhere video, and yeah, so I intend to get this novel at least first drafted by the end of the year. I figure I'll have a lot of time over the summer because I'm going to be on study leave for a lot of it. I'm going to have a longer summer than usual because I'm going to be going to university, again, if everything goes to plan. And yeah, I'm going to write a book. And I'll be 18, so maybe people will actually take me seriously when I say I'm writing a novel. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you feel the need, and please leave a comment down below. I always appreciate a good comment. A bad comment makes for fun things to laugh about in a future video, so that too. Yeah. Here's to a great 2019.